Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joy at Work. It's Friday, January 14, 2022. Can you believe it? We're in the middle of the month. Time's flying. Great to be with you again. The African Cup of Nations is ongoing in Cameroon, so I'm proudly rocking my Super Eagles jersey. Uh, they beat Egypt earlier this week. It was a great game. They play tomorrow, and it's just been a fantastic tournament, one of my favorite tournaments to watch. Superstars from all over the world come and play for their countries, and I'm going to have a few Joy at Work videos based on the Cup of Nations. But today I wanted to talk about one of the key factors for joy at work. And we're in this middle of this situation or phenomenon that people are calling the great resignation. Others are calling it the great negotiation. I'm not sure what you might be calling it, but what we know is people are leaving their jobs and finding new jobs, quitting, finding something new. People are redefining the relationship between themselves, their work, employers, and the things they do. And so that's great. How long this will last, we don't know, but it's ongoing right now. And so I've said this before that I consider three key factors essential for joy at work. Again, this is not an exclusive list. It doesn't mean this is all that matters, but the leader that you have, the people that you work with daily, and what you work on are three critical factors of whether you experience joy at work. And when one of those things is off, it becomes a challenge. And so, with so many people finding new jobs, taking on new opportunities, I thought it'd be a great time to remind us of those things and to start off with the importance of the relationship you have with your leader, whatever you call them, your manager, your superior, whoever basically provides the direction or sets the goals that you need to work towards that individual, the relationship you have with that individual. And that's so important. And too often I find people almost take a passive role in that relationship. And I want to offer to you that you shouldn't take a passive role in that relationship. It goes two ways. Now, I will submit that some leaders are difficult human beings. They're fundamentally difficult human beings, and getting to know them, getting to work with them is a challenge. It's very hard. They lack integrity. They lack honesty. They're just bad people, if I might put it that way. And if you find yourself in that situation, then you just need to leave or do something different. But assuming that that's not your situation, I also want to caution against sitting back and saying, I expect my leader to show up and be this perfect individual, and that's all I'm going to do. It takes two to tango, as they say. So you have to ask yourself as an individual, how are you showing up and what are you doing to foster a great working relationship with your leader? How are you engaging with that individual? What steps are you taking to understand their preferences, their styles, what they value, where they focus their energy? You can do that. And there's some wisdom in being able to look at who your leader is and then say to yourself, how can I work well with this individual? Too many people sit back and want the leader to adapt to them. Well, that's important. And I wrote a book that actually suggests that. But I think what's also important is for those of us who are being led, because we're all being led to some degree, to also think about how we can adapt to our leader. Again, this is not to compromise or to lose our integrity or, to kiss up or whatever the case may be, but how do we adjust and not mistake principles for preferences, right? So many times people don't want to do certain things because it violates their personal preferences. I like cookie dough, not vanilla. So I'm not going to order vanilla because I like cookie dough. But there's so many things in life that are not that serious. It's just making some subtle adjustments. Of course, you want to make sure there are clear boundaries and it's understood this is what is expected of you and this is not what is expected of you. However, you also want to make sure that you understand how you can interact with your leader to create a great relationship. So, as people step into new jobs, new work situations, take it upon yourself to own part of the relationship as well. Don't sit back and create these expectations for a leader and say, I'm just going to sit back and wait to see all that they do and how they show up. How you show up and how you engage is important. In fact, you may not be able to, in fact, you can't control what your leader does, but you can control what you do. And so that can influence certain outcomes, it can influence the relationship. So, again, who you work with from a leader perspective matters a lot. The question is, what are you doing? How are you taking ownership in crafting and shaping a healthy relationship with your leader? If you can do that, you're on your way to experiencing joy at work. Have a great weekend. See you next time.